think I'm working. Let's see. By the way, for those of you coming on later, it's an audio video check, and I'm trying to make sure people can hear me and my headset works, and um, things are happening correctly. That's not supposed to do that. Okay, in theory, that was live chat. Ouch. Hold on. I'm not having wine for breakfast, by the way. Although, after yesterday, it would be justifiable. Hang on just a sec. My messy kitchen counter there. Where the hell did these come from? Trying to figure this out. All right, so I think I'm. Oh, the camera's over here. Okay, so mental note: there's a camera on that side of the iPad. Hey, Nanya, what's going on? I'm just doing a short live this morning. Hey, coffee. Speaking of coffee, I got my coffee, so I'm happy. From Black Rifle Stupid Company, not an affiliate. Thank you, Nanya. Yeah, so basically we got new, because my wife's a content creator, and we got new, she bought iPad stands, and they're steel, they're like legit metal. It's not those plastic wonky things, but an iPad's not a cheap contraption, so I'm kind of like playing with it right now to make sure. Hey, Orion, good morning. So you guys can hear me, audio, video's good, Corgi is good. Peppermint's passed out. She like ate breakfast and she's done. She's like, I'm out cold. I was wondering if this would be actually not a bad time to do live streams, little short live streams in the morning after I come back from the gym. And I forgot to do dishes last night. I love when I do that. I said, hey, Backwoods, good morning. By the way, I have no idea if anyone else is going live right now. So if I crashed into anyone's live, that wasn't intentional. I literally have no idea who's on. It was just like, oh, I gotta test this. Hey, Teresa, KP. How you been? Did I miss anyone? Okay, so everyone can see me and hear me. Hey, Winning Streak, I didn't even see you. Snuck in on me. Glenn, good morning. Glenn's been a busy guy. I got a injury story for you, man. Glenn does handmade knives on the side, and I don't know, it was you or Joe, somebody, we were talking about people getting cut with stuff. My wife had some guys on her company out in a field location, and one of these guys, he just got hurt, right? They were moving equipment around. I won't say what company, where they were, but he cut himself, but it was a deep cut. So like the blood came out, not like oozing blood, but like it came out. And the poor guy panicked, right? It was a younger guy. He's like, oh crap. So he runs to the wrong manager. There are like two managers out there. He goes to the wrong guy, but a manager, and says, hey, I hurt myself. And the manager looks and goes, oh shit. So he had a clean rag. He gives the guy a clean rag and kind of ties it off. He said, let me get you. Hey, what's going on? And Sabner, Rabbit Coyote, good morning. Devil Dog, what's going on? I was up till 2 a.m. canning. Back at it here in an hour or so. He's dedicated, man. No, I wasn't up till 2 a.m. Yesterday was like a garbage day, so I crashed at 9:30, 10 o'clock. I was done. I woke up feeling great this morning. But anyway, the manager yells to the other guy and goes like, go get the first aid kit from your vehicle. He didn't have a first aid kit. And they're supposed to for the company, but that was a good lesson, because, I mean, how often have you gone to kids' baseball, football practice, lacrosse, whatever sport your kids are playing? And there were times I was the only person with a first aid kit. Like the coach would have this Tupperware with medical stuff in it, but it wasn't really a first aid kit. It was more like an assortment of Band-Aids and a thing of Advil, which is great. But you know, it doesn't have to be a work site, right? You could be at the park and a kid, I think I got you twice. Talking puncture wounds, perfect. My kid just dropped. That's right. Winning Streak had shared that. Um, Fixing to can up some salsa this morning. Tomatoes and peppers going crazy, and I gotta get them. Yeah, no, get it done. Get it done. I'm completely off schedule anyway. Super should hurt. Let it bleed a little. Yeah, no, true. And you know, it was one of those work environments. But what got me, you know, accidents happen. The fact that the guy, you know, several vehicles did not have a first aid kit. Now the company requires it, so the safety guy, I'm sure, is going to jump on all of them. But that's something we should all learn. I mean, you could walk out of damn Walmart and trip and fall and land on broken glass, and now you're bleeding everywhere. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I know the Angry Prepper put it in one of his videos, and a few of y'all who create have done videos about first aid kits. But on my driver's side door, I literally have, and this was one of our corpsmen. Well, it was a corpsman, it wasn't mine because I was on the Army side, but we had like a joint group during a hurricane, and he's like, always leave your TQ on your driver's side door. He said, because you think about it, if you get shot, you get cut, instinctively, if you're hurt, where are you going to go to your vehicle? You're always going to go, if you're driving, you're going to go to that driver's side door. That's where it should be. It probably wouldn't hurt to have one on the other side either, now that I'm thinking of it, in case the other person gets hurt. But yeah, no first aid kit. I used to go to Boy Scout outings, and we'd go walking in the woods, and the kids, my little cubs, you know, I'd break out all these I'd break out all these first aid stuff like in little bins, and I'd tell the kids, everyone get a Ziploc, right? A big gallon Ziploc. And I'd ask each parent, okay, you bring the 6x6 gauze, you bring the Band-Aids, you bring, you know, the medical tape, you bring the safety scissors, and then the kids would pack in a Ziploc. You know, all these little boys would go and you take two, and they'd fill their own baby first aid kit just to teach them. Hey, be good, Glenn. Take care. And the stupid should hurt a little, absolutely. And it's better to be said hi to twice than none, yeah, for sure. Puts those down, kid. Mom, I need a Band-Aid, yep. The winning ouch. All right, be safe, Glenn. Have bleed stop, tape, splints, tourniquets. Right, and that, you would think if you're out and about, at least have that. I even had the flexible splints, is probably what you're talking about. And it just, the little cubs with their little ad hoc first aid kits were better prepared than their parents. And I tell the parents, bring a first aid kit. Thank you, Devil Dog. Why they wouldn't think of this stuff, I don't know. Hell, you can fall down in your own kitchen. My daughter sliced her hand open with a kitchen knife the other day. She's used knives since she was 8. You know, she's my kid. You know, I taught her when she was little. She was cooking. She put the knife in the sink. She thought she put it blade down, but something hit it and it kind of went like that. She went to reach for that same knife, and where the handle used to be was the blade, and she went wonk, and she opened herself up, and her fiance comes over, and he's an oncologist, and he's like, we're not going for stitches, you don't need that. So he said, rinse it out, and she's a vet tech, so she knows what she's doing. She's cleaning it out. He comes with crazy glue, some special crazy glue, and just super glued it, and then he wrapped her up. He said, all right, you're fine. And they just kept cooking, cleaned up the blood, put the knife in the washing machine, just kept going. She called me about it 2 hours later. She's like, look what I did, Dad. It's not very good. So she doesn't panic anymore when she sees blood. She's seen so much of it at this point. But yeah, folks, don't forget those basic things. So I got 2 canners in the chat. What else are you guys got going on today? I have Charlie Brown Band-Aids. Hey, Charlie Brown Band-Aids are legit, especially if they have Snoopy or Woodstock. I didn't have non-stick gauze pen. And you know, this winning streak, there's always one little thing you miss. And when I say you, I mean all of us, you know, that You open your kit and you're like, yeah, it looks good. And then like a month later, you're like, damn it, I got to suture like a surgeon with a kit and needles. You know, you could practice on turkeys for Thanksgiving. After you put the stuff in, you could suture it and just give it a little practice. Anyone asks what you're doing? Oh, I saw this on YouTube or something. Just don't tell them, oh, I'm practicing to sew one of your asses up, because the kids will freak out and then they won't eat the turkey. Just saying. Gonna have the contractors hanging off the house for a few days. Gives you fake skin. Yeah, electrical tape. We've done that in the field backwards. Because I would, it's gonna sound awful. So when we'd rig up explosives, right, sometimes if we didn't have the connector, I would just twist the wires and electrical tape it. And every now and then someone would put their hand inside one of the carrying cases and then he's bleeding. And we had an igloo with a little spout, and we just rinse out that hand, put a little rubbing alcohol swab on it, and then he's absolutely right, electrical tape. I would put like a piece of cloth or something over the wound so it's not just the electrical tape, but if you're in a pinch, you could do the electrical tape real quick. It'll work. But hey Pilgrim, what's going on? Good morning. So what do you think happened to Mitch McConnell yesterday? So hey Ladysmith, put it in the chat if you think he had a stroke, or did he just get pissed off and didn't want to talk to the reporter? TIA. Yeah. That's what a lot of people are saying. It was a mild stroke. Hold on, my seat's kind of like gonna fall over here. You wind up having a wedgie. Hey Joshua, yeah, seizure or a stroke of some type. I've used duct tape and electrical tape so many times. TIA, yeah. I mean, he just turned off. I've done that, but usually when you stop talking is you lose your thought, right? You're thinking of like 5 different things, and you're talking, and you go, yeah, well, and you like make that expression like, I just forgot something. I forgot what I was gonna say. You know, normally if you lose your train of thought in a conversation, you'll stop and go, like, wait a minute. And then the guy behind would have helped. He saw the Reaper. He had a Biden moment. Yeah, but his lights went out. Like he was just, he downloaded an update right there. He was just like, and then we have. And what's funny, you look at the 2 dudes behind him, the guy who is, when you're looking, it would have been to the left, so it was to McConnell's right. The guy's sitting there looking at a paper, and he's smiling at the other lady, and they're talking, and then he goes, like he suddenly realizes something's wrong, and he goes, and then the other guy finally is like, hey, do you have anything else to say? And he goes, no. Like, I think the man had hey, Hayes Gray, what's going on? Navy's in the house. Wait, where's Hayes Gray? Hayes Gray's in there. He had a Biden moment. That's cool. He didn't drink enough water, and that's why he had a stroke. That's not having enough water. Shit, that put me in the hospital last year. And they thought I was having a stroke, and it was dehydration and heat exhaustion that hit me the next morning. So could have been, it looked like he had a short circuit. It could be sudden drop in blood sugar. That would have done it. He didn't blink for like 20 seconds. Yeah, he did get a knock on the head a couple of weeks. That's right. I forgot about that. Was it like on his own time, like he was with family and hurt his head, or was it at the office? Look, I know, wisdom comes with age and all that, but we've got some folks running the country that would be well past retirement age in the private sector. And, it's kind of concerning because, like, what if something truly bad happened? you think of our chain of command right now, right? If you just do the order of succession, you have Biden, you have in a hotel in DC. Okay, thank you, Orion. Mitch still has a rotary phone. Winning streak, you want to laugh? Google teenagers with a rotary phone. It was a dad offered his kids $50 cash on the counter if they could call grandma with a rotary phone. None of them could do it. And he said, you can't Google it. Hey, ghetto, what's going on? But, you have Biden, you have Harris, you have, I guess, McConnell, Speaker of the House, or would be McConnell would be number 3. Then it would go Secretary of State, then back to President Pro Temp of the Senate. Is that right? I may have my succession out of order. And then back to the Secretary of Defense, and then would kind of go down the administration. And like one tripped over a sandbag at the Air Force Academy. Mitch McConnell, his message got deleted mid-conversation. Bye, Suburban, be safe. I think when Joe went up the stairs, he tripped Mitch, who then fell down the stairs. Ah, man, backwards, that's absolutely possible. McCarthy is number 3, thank you. So it would be number 3 would be McCarthy. Wait, would it be McCarthy? It doesn't go back to the Secretary of President, Vice President, Speaker of the House. I thought it went to the Secretary of State. Backwards. Growing like gangbusters, bro. Hey, Green Thumb, what's going on? Yeah, Green Thumb has some epic growth in his plants right now. Us, we have triple-digit heat, and I have to tear up my whole yard right now because when they built this subdivision, they compacted it with basically caliche, and it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like a solidifying sandstone. You can make a road out of caliche that'll handle 18-wheelers. So McCarthy is 3rd. Okay, thank you. So McCarthy, I wouldn't be too terrible. But Biden, I don't think he's in good health. I don't think Mitch McConnell's in great health. Kamala Harris doesn't have experience in geopolitics, and I haven't seen her, and just being unbiased, I haven't seen that vice president step out the way others have done, and at least be seen with world leaders, and like, I haven't. Had it been Susan Rice, who had been Secretary of State, she would have been a good VP. Tulsi, you may not like the politics, I'm just talking about people who are competent and have experience. The whole lot is a mess. That's right, Lady Smith. And so Rabid Coyote, if it's the president, then it's Speaker of the House. I thought it was President, Vice President, Speaker. But either way, whatever order they're actually in. I can't even say that right. Coyote. I don't know. That's a good question. Well, let's talk about that. Let me see if I can find order of succession. Just move this horseshit. Stupid apps on my phone. Order of succession to the presidency. Okay, so after the president would be VP, so it would be Harris, Speaker of the House, McConnell, President pro tempore of the Senate, so I guess it would be McCarthy. It's not Schumer. McCarthy. Oh, wait, I lost. Kamala, McCarthy, Patty Murray, Blinken, Yellen, Austin. Thank you, Orion. Mitch is a distraction people don't pay attention to. Oh, I saw that, Ghetto. That whistleblower, I think Biden has to mention other ailments that affect the elderly. Yeah, Hayes Gray, absolutely. I'd agree 100%. So it's kind of concerning to me. And I don't know if what happened to Mitch. I mean, I hope the guy's well. I feel bad. You know, when I see Biden do stuff like that, I don't like his politics, but as a human, it's sad to see. Like, he shouldn't be up there. There are people half his age who couldn't do that. Thank you, Orion, by the way. But you look at you look at all that, and then like Hunter's entire plea bargain just went down the toilet. The judge even, and the judge apparently was appointed by a Democratic administration. The judge said, "I'm not going to be a rubber stamp for this kind of deal." And so she started questioning. According to what I've spoken to a few lawyers, normally when there's a plea bargain, everyone knows it's like boxed in, like these are the parameters, and then the judge will verify them in the courtroom. Are you doing this? Do you understand this? Do you understand this? Do you understand that? But then she started asking, she started asking the prosecution, well, is this going to indemnify him in future other crimes? So basically, the way the plea bargain was set up to work, if I'm understanding, I may be wrong, I'm reading bits and pieces of it, is he was going to plead guilty to the minor tax evasion crime, get the fines, get the probation, but they would indemnify him on some more serious shit that is currently being investigated by the House that have nothing to do with the tax. There's something else going on. And the judge started questioning it, and she didn't like it. And then apparently a staffer from Hunter's lawyers called the judge's office telling them they were a Republican House member and that they wanted to retract some of the evidence. And the judge figured this out. The judge's staffers were like, that didn't sound right. And so she told the staffers, we'll find out whose number it was, and they traced it back to Hunter's lawyer's assistant or some shit. So there's all sorts of stuff was going on in the background. So when the judge came in, she came in with cannons loaded. That's exactly right, Orion. He was gonna plead guilty to some minor crap, and they would give him immunity from prosecution for the major stuff that they're still investigating. And so I think it's interesting to watch something like that just come apart in a courtroom, because normally a plea deal is like, it's just real simple, right? The judge goes down this checklist, makes sure that the person pleading out knows what they're getting into, verifies the agreement with the prosecution, and off we go. Right, winning streak, and that's where I'm going with it. The fact that whoever was in the Justice Department was going to give him an out to more serious crimes so that everything would magically go away is no bueno. Hey, Joe Morgan, buenos dias, man. So, Much had a mini stroke, a low got very low. And Farmer, it could be. Absolutely. McCarthy's second vice president, Speaker of the House. Yeah, that's correct. The two-tiered system. Yeah. All right, absolutely. I'll take bail jumping for 500. So now they've got a shit show, right? Because now that the plea deal fell apart, he had to plead not guilty, right? So now that's going to go to court. But now he's not indemnified from other stuff. So anything else they dig up on this guy, they're going to go after him. So Dio moment right there in the horns. Dio moment. I can't see. I don't have my glasses, so some of it's blurry. I take bail jumping for 500. I like that one. So, yeah, folks. So painful lesson from one of my wife's colleagues. Have her first aid kit. And I'm really curious what's going to happen. I think what we're seeing in Washington right now, you've got a lot of infighting inside the parties, and then you have the parties fighting each other, and you've got deals being made that are coming apart because everyone's paying hyper attention to what's going on. And I think they're paying attention because they're pissed because everything's still inflationary. People are struggling to pay bills. I found a picture on my phone, like chicken breast at Sam's was like 99 cents a pound in 2020. It's $2.98, same package, same brand, $2.98 per pound. And that's the bulk pack. Are capable of the jobs physically or mentally. DC has turned into an assisted living home. Well, I also think you have a lot of incompetency and nepotism and other shit that goes on. Yeah, but Devil Dog, I agree with you, doesn't succeed. No, yeah, the president doesn't succeed himself, Coyote. Yeah, if the president steps down or passes away, it goes to the VP. 15 bucks for 4 chicken breasts? What are they made out of crack? Holy shit. Damn. You know, at least I can still get the big pack of chicken for, 15 bucks, 20 bucks. But still. And what freaking chickens do they have now? The chicken breast is like that big. Like, what size of chicken is that? Is that a deformity? Like, what the hell? I don't know. It's just weird stuff going on, guys. And I won't even get into UFOs because I'm an aerospace engineer and I'll just go down a rabbit trail. I should do just one episode about the history of UFOs. That would take me an hour. Canada is like monopoly money. Yeah, no kidding. Growth hormones are a thing. I believe it, Lady Smith. But they don't use antibiotics in the chicken. No, they manipulate the chicken. They're basically raising ostriches and T-Rexes. Not even. Jeez, green thumb, that's crazy. To $3.99 today. Is that clear diesel or red diesel? I'm assuming it's the clear, like, not the ag stuff, which is, I think, the red diesel. Or maybe I got it backwards. But yeah, fuel prices are going up. Fun attachments for the KitchenAid mixer. No, I have the generic ones. I wanted to get the pasta maker. I love pasta, which I probably shouldn't eat because I eat too much of it as it is. Hey, Moldy Soldier. I'm doing a Mitch McConnell now. Can't even speak. Regular fuel here, $1.69 a liter. So what's that like? Shoot, almost $7 a gallon, give or take. $3.61 a gallon. God, working, paying taxes. Yeah, I heard that, Canadian. Makes me nervous when food deals get too good. Well, keep in mind, if you go to the store and they're like the manager's special is, because it expires in 48 hours and you food saver it and freeze it or you cook it and can it immediately, you just extended the life of that product for 18 months, 2 years, whatever. Hey, AJ. Yeah, if you have a place to grow food, that's a great thing to do. And remember, growing food isn't instant, right? I did that little experiment with the AeroGarden, which is kind of a controlled environment. And it still took me a month to get product where I could actually make a salad out of it. $2.99 a gallon in Sedalia the other day. Haven't been out and about since then, though. Probably's gone up. We were in the high $2 here in Texas. I mean, we're literally like near refineries. It's a refinery a couple hours down the road. And I mean, at the end of the day, all the refineries are here in Texas, Louisiana, and everybody. Local Kroger stuff, butchering. Oh wow. See, HEB still butchers. They still cut the meat. Some comes packaged. Foodland Markets took outdated chicken, gave it a bleach bath, and repackaged it for hood area. Oh, that's terrible. That's awful. See, and it makes you wonder. I got that hard drain and I got a head rush. I don't know, Mitch McConnell, he went on delete or some shit. Like he literally he downloaded some kind of update because he was mid-sentence and he just went. And I'm watching the video because it was all over the news. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? He's an old man, of course and I watched it and I'm thinking to myself, that's not right at any level. Like there's something wrong, right? Hell, I sit down on the floor and I just become motionless, like I keel over. And my dogs all come running. They're like, something has happened. Awaken the human. Then, of course, I have like 5 noses in my face. But, yeah, no longer purchasing any meats from local grocery coolers. Ugh. That's bad. Just ran the math. My regular gas was $6.72 a gallon. Jeez. See, and at the end of the day, it's the working folks and the poor folks get screwed. At this point, I don't even think, a lot of people say, oh, well, this ethnic group or that ethnic group. I think it's the ultra elites, and they just shit on the rest of us, honestly. And then the folks who are left in the middle, upper middle class, you know, we make a bunch of noise, and they'll make a bunch of noise about different things, but at the end of the day, like, these people don't care. Some do, but there's not enough. My only consolation is most of them don't like each other. Poor is an ethnic group. No kidding. I believe it. It's certainly a demographic group. People don't acknowledge it, right? They try and divide people on racial or religious lines, and at the end of the day, I grew up with a bunch of poor white kids. I mean, there were two Spanish families and a black kid down the street. It was all Irish, Italian, German, Jewish, and most of us were freaking poor. Or we were slightly not poor, above poor, but not great. Like, it took 8 kids to play stickball, even though we only needed 3 gloves, because one kid had a bat, one had the balls, 3 or 4 of us conjured up mitts, and then we had to share everything. So like when it was my turn in the field, they give me my baseball mitt back, and then when I was batting, I gave my mitt to the other kid so he could go out in the field and play. You know, it's what we were. What did Rabbit say? I buy most of my meats from our local Amish and Mennonites here. So Rabbit, out here we have meat markets that are affiliated with the various ranches, the 666 or the 46s ranch, it's not the Hemingway ranch, it's the it's like an Irish name, or it's an old English or Irish name, like the O'Brien Ranch or some shit. And these are legit ranches here in Texas and Oklahoma, so all the beef actually comes with the logo of the ranch it came from, so you can trace it to a place right here in Texas. Like, you could go and drive there and look at the ranch and go, there's the ranch. That's where I got my steak from. This Flying Y Farms does greens, and she has covered greenhouses, and she's got a whole farm a few hours away from us. And I see her at every farmer's market. Even at the gun shows now, they have like, the gun shows are becoming farmers markets mixed with guns. It's really bizarre. Like, they'll come in there with these massive freezers and say meat for sale, and they'll have sausage and eggs and all sorts of shit. Hey, thank you, Green Thumb. I've noticed 2 years ago the quality of chicken in my grocery store has gone downhill. No, they do not. They do not trim the fat. And sometimes they don't even label it, like, you know, oh, with rib meat or with fat. Like, that's gone now. I'm completely out of Lucky Strikes, and rolling my own is lame. Raising to butcher your own is prime. Yeah, absolutely. But if you don't have the space or means to butcher your own, there's no reason you can't support the local farmers and the ranchers. Now, Texas, I learned this from one of the homesteaders at the farmers market, has a cottage law. So let's say I don't know, I raise microgreens or whatever, I raise salad, I have eggs. I can sell them at the farmers market and not get fined. Technically, you're supposed to declare your taxes and all that, right? But I can sell it, I don't get fined, I cannot ship out of state. So if I make wine, I can make wine in Texas, in my own little winery. I can source grapes from local vineyards, create my own wines. I can sell them within Texas as my brand, as long as I have a TABC, but I don't have to mess with the ATF. And the ATF can't touch it because it's inside the borders. Only if I start shipping out of state do I have to get the ATF involved and get the interstate alcohol commerce thing going. So, hey, Wolfang, can't really do cattle, so we buy the farm. Right, so AJ, if you have, like, say you have the chickens and you have extra eggs, you can go to the farmer's market and sell them legally. The only caveat, and I don't know all the details, but you have to have a sticker on your product or on your, like, table in your tent stating these products are from a home farm or a homestead. They're not certified by the FDA. User assumes liability. Like, that's just like this little requirement the state has. So basically, you're disclosing, hey, I'm not an official egg producer. I'm a homesteader or farmer, but I'm selling this. And legally, you can do it. They won't fine you. The cops don't hassle you. And people have whole side hustles on this stuff. So it's really cool to see that dynamic. I'm seeing a lot, man. The little farmers market, the one I go to on Saturdays, it used to start like 2 years ago, during, just pre-Rona. It was like 8, 9 tents, right? You went there, you said hi, bought some honey, and you know, maybe some greens, maybe eggs, and off you went. There were like 40 freaking tents. I brought Bentley out there, and there were dogs everywhere. And man, he keeps trying to he keeps trying to knock the Pomeranians over every time he sees them. I don't know if he thinks they're squirrels or something. He doesn't do that to the big dogs, and he doesn't do that to the other corgis or whatever else he sees. It's the Pomeranians and the fluffy Chihuahuas. He doesn't want to kill them. He wants to knock them down. Like he'll put those big paws and just and steamroll their asses. And I have to keep pulling. I don't know why. I don't know if he thinks they're a toy. He's like, look, it's a walking squeaky. Whack. I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, hit those farmers markets if you can't grow your own. Here in Wisconsin. Oh, you guys got humidity. Oof. Oh, see, green thumb, that's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, if I'm doing my math right. I'm rounding up, so yeah. Because what is it? It's 42 times 1.8. I'm going to round up to 2, so 84 plus 32. So that's 104, or did I? No. That's 111? I think I did my math wrong. Thank you. All right, I wasn't too far off winning streak. I rounded off in my head. I went with, because the 9 divided by 5 is 1.8, and I just made it 2. So I was a little bit high. That's why I came in at 111, but that's still ugly hot. Wait, that's in Canada? Too early for me to convert to freedom units. A rabbit, he does. I don't know why. And then somebody lost their corgi. Somebody in the neighborhood posted a picture, says, this little stubby dog is in my yard. I don't know what it is. And somebody's like, it's a corgi. TRP just turned Mitch McConnell into a math epic. Hey man, I was converting metric to imperial units in my head. So that required some thought. See, I was processing. But at least you got an answer. I didn't like stop the conversation, go like, Seriously, I was waiting for Mitch to have that little upload circle. You know, the one you get when you try and download shit and the connection's not good. That was bad. I mean, the more I think about it, Mr. McConnell's situation was not good. What happened, girl? Well, I locked Bentley up because you two were fighting. She's like, I don't care. I was sleeping. What did you want? But anyway, folks, I probably got to get ready for work, and I'm sure a few of you have to also. But that's normal. Yeah. So, folks, if you took anything away today, we have a lot of people leading us in the US of A that probably are not healthy enough to lead us through a really bad situation. That concerns me. But first aid kits, what happened to that poor kid at work? I mean, he got stitches, but was unnecessary. That could have turned ugly. So, backwards, anyone else going live later today? Just put the time in the chat, and I'll stay on for a minute. If anyone's going to jump on later today, you want to put your time. I have a technical video going on at 5:30, and I can't remember what my subject is this week. But if you got any of you gonna go live anytime today, skip work, drink booze, wait, I'm retired, please disregard. Well, of course you can do that, man. And today is climate change is mental illness. Hey, Red October. I'm just about to shut it down. I'm just waiting if anyone's gonna go live or has a video coming up later to put the time it's coming on. But I guess nobody's put any time on there. So I guess everyone's not gonna do that, So backwards, you're not going live later, Green Thumb. Joe usually does one in the morning. He puts out short videos a couple of times a day. So, all right, well, folks, in any case, y'all be safe. Check your first aid kits. Fall victim to climate change today. Well, people are losing their minds. I don't know. If anyone's going to be dead today, please tell us so we can split your gear. To dead. Well, hopefully I don't get run over in another fucking police pursuit like I did 2 weeks ago. But you guys be good, be safe, take care of yourselves, check your first aid kits, folks. And hey, Creative, I'm about to leave, but good morning. Be careful out there and check your vehicles. It's going to be really hot in a lot of places, and vehicles break too. Don't get caught in the middle of nowhere. All right, guys, be good, be safe. We'll see you later.